that was great.
I do like the shenanigans.
Who doesn't like shenanigans?
We're full of them.
The one thing about Zoom, like I listen to Mark Maron's podcast all the time, and I love that he just starts recording, and 90% of his guests are like 10, 15 minutes in, they're like, oh wait, are we recording?
Oh, so we're starting to do that. Okay.
No, we can't though, because the Zoom lady always goes, we are recording. So I can't sneak it on.
She doesn't do. Did she do that?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, she did do it.
she does.
And you have to acknowledge that you're being recorded and da 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 da.
Yeah, I had to say okay.
Yeah.
Rules.
Rules.
Clearly
Don't
Wendy's
lie to
like,
me.
fuck it, I'm not saying okay. I'm just gonna sit here and talk to her.
I hit it.
No, yeah, it's just so automatic that you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
I love that you have a pot of something right next to you.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going
You notice I said of something.
pot of tea, yes.
How many
I
drinks
love that
do you
you
have?
do that. I just get the big mug.
Yeah, usually that's the usual ammo, but today I was like, no, we're going full on.
You just have the one mug?
Yeah, one mug,
Really?
big old pot.
Oh.
Yeah, all I got is a pot of tea and a mug.
Well, because typically it's like 3 or 4 containers.
Yes, I'm one of those.
By the way, you'll notice my drink matches my sweater.
I do notice that.
Thank you.
Hi, Barbie.
Which matches a lot of your background as well.
I know. And my little llama is peeking over my corner. The corner.
Yeah, you moved the llama so he wasn't peeking over your corner before. He was more full on.
Somehow he worked his way back. I did not touch him. It's weird.
So he likes to peek.
He wants to peek.
He's a little bit of a
I
voyeur.
think I'm a little concerned about
He's a
your
little bit
no
of a
drama
voyeur.
llama, babe.
But he's cute.
He is cute.
He is
You
cute.
know, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah. Too funny. All right. Hello and welcome to Smiling Souls.
Welcome, everybody. As you can see, we've already started.
Yes.
Shenanigans are full in effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when you tweak out a little as you say things. Like you're like,
Me?
Which are you talking to me or to Wendy? Which one of us is doing that?
Because, yeah.
we all tweak a little. It's okay. So happy Friday. How's everybody doing today?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Glad it is Friday.
No spend Friday.
No spend Friday. That's exactly correct.
Yes.
By the time this airs, who knows?
I know, exactly. I'm like, why do we ever even talk about dates or anything? Because it airs like 3-4 weeks later.
Well, I think we're going to have several consecutive no spend Fridays to really make a point. So
Yeah, that's my hard point with that. Like, that's my thought on that too, is that it's got to be a proper, like, and
Y'all know there's a whole schedule, right?
yeah, but I kind of feel like American.
Well, I kind of felt like there was, but didn't know.
Yeah.
There is. Okay.
There is a whole schedule of days. I just, my view is I'm simply boycotting anybody who supports something I don't align with.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing that for eons, so, you know.
Right.
So
Like, I've been doing that.
The number of people, like,
I've been doing that since I was in high school, which was in the 70s, people.
right, exactly.
70s, right? Because that's when Nestle decided to send used formula to third world countries. And I went, oh, I'm done with you.
God.
And that I stopped. I had to find a different type of chocolate.
Yep.
Are they even still around with chocolate?
Carl's Jr. was a huge John Birch supporter. So I went, no, not supporting you.
Yeah. I know. I yell at one of my best friends. I'm always like, don't go to Hobby Lobby.
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
And-
heavens.
Yes. That and
You know what?
no.
This is someone posted on Pinterest or Facebook or whatever. Go to Chick-fil-A, grab a handful of napkins, head over to Hobby Lobby and plug their toilet up.
Okay, so just from an angelic point of view, not that I'm an angel, but just from that point of view, that's negative energy.
It's really bad. Yeah.
I
Negative
know.
energy.
I know. And you keep telling me this and you keep teaching
Negative
me this.
energy.
I know.
We're
I
putting
know.
negative energy out. No negative energy.
Okay. All
Do
right.
things that align with who you are, right? Do things that align with your beliefs, right? So if you believe in diversity and hiring based upon diversity, support businesses that support that,
Mhm. That do
Yeah.
that.
and don't support businesses that don't,
Right.
right?
Like,
Yep.
That's really what we can do.
Yeah. And that,
One
yeah.
of the things we can do.
right.
And sometimes it doesn't feel like you're making a difference, but it still matters. It still
It does.
big
Oh,
way.
it's
I mean,
huge.
kind of amazes me that we have to tell people like go support the local small stores. Now, granted, I know I am lucky to live in an area where we have a lot of small businesses. We have a lot of small family run restaurants, things like that. But like there are places in this world where like Walmart and I don't know, some other big box, whatever, is like the main thing that they have for a very, very far distance. Like they don't have anything else because these conglomerates took over the world. But if you can do it, support your neighbor, support your friend.
And support maybe bringing small businesses into your
Into-
area.
Exactly.
Yes.
Really inspiring story on TikTok. I admit it, I watch TikTok. On TikTok, where there was a small like market, right? Gas station market. And
Mhm.
it was locally owned, locally operated, and they took the food stamps and all of that stuff. And when they sold it to another locally owned place, they couldn't get that same the qualifications. You have to get approved for those things, right? You have to, there are check marks, you have to, there's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do. And the woman's husband on TikTok actually did the training to become the inspector, even if it was just for that store, right? He's like,
Right.
and he went and did it the very next day so that his neighbors could go to that store as opposed to the Walmart.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there's always a way.
There's always a way.
I mean, and then
Always.
so because the thing is, like, you think about those, you know, middle of nowhere lands, you know, there's usually a farmer selling eggs on the end of his driveway or firewood or berries or, you know,
Right.
depending on the time of year, you know, whatever's in their garden, like that. You see that all the time. So there is that opportunity to,
Right.
you know, support small and local, even if they don't even have a proper spot, you know.
And sometimes it might just be looking,
Yeah,
spending a
exactly.
little bit more time looking around your area to see
And
what is a conglomerate. I mean, you know, the Target and the Walmart are conglomerates, but just looking and seeing where alternatives are.
Yeah. Like, you know, even when this whole egg thing happened, my husband was like, maybe we find a local person that we can get the eggs from.
Yeah.
And, maybe that's better, because for so many reasons,
I say we all just get our own 3 chickens.
Yeah.
Raise your own chickens, get your own eggs. It's all good.
Yeah.
They're
And
not
just
that hard. They're not that difficult to raise.
They're just foul. Foul are foul.
just foul. So
I've worked on lots of farms and taking care of the chickens is the worst part.
yeah, chickens are
Care of pigs before
it's doable. It's doable, right?
No offense, that's why we all have husbands.
Oh Lord, I can't imagine my husband anywhere near a chicken. He is
That is my husband's dream.
He's not a country boy. No, Lord. That would be fun though.
I can kind of see Steve just being like,
Go take care of the no.
That's
But
a no.
Martha, but like looking at family owned or non-conglomerate shops, like shopping local, that what I learned from you is good energy, right?
It is good energy.
So just think of it in terms of raising your vibration.
Absolutely.
Looking to see what's out there and then going to the store and supporting that person that's supporting the community.
Yeah.
It's just good.
It's important. And it's in alignment with who you are, right? Do what's in alignment with your being, your beliefs, your values,
Yeah. Or
what
who
you stand for, who you are.
sometimes you don't know who you are and you need to step into that power and that light. So
That
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who am I? Help me figure it out.
yeah.
Hmm?
Excellent. All right. Well, we went heavy fast.
I knew it.
I know,
Good.
right?
That's the way it goes, huh?
We should have started recording like the minute she got on
You
it.
really should have. But yeah.
Maybe I'll just set that up from now on. Far more editing on my end.
You edit.
No, not really.
She's the editor.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you do a lot, Steph. You really do a lot of work. Take
Thank
credit for it.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it's
you.
appreciated.
I know, but most of my editing is just literally dropping into our commercials. That's the hard part. Other than that, I'm like, I don't edit ums and ahs and baloney out of the
Yeah.
pod. No.
And if it's explicit,
I support you in that choice.
Yeah.
I
right?
support you in that choice.
Well, and we want to show up as authentic, and this is who we are. And so sometimes we go, and sometimes one of us has to has to rush to the bathroom. That would be me.
That would be.
And that's how we started.
And that's how we started.
Yeah.
Full circle.
With
Full
Steph's
circle.
suggestion of depends. No thanks.
You didn't have to let the whole world know.
They're
that
briefs.
big meanie pants that suggested such a horrific thing.
Yeah. I'll start doing Kegels. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. As you should.
As I should.
My mom told me to do Kegels when I was in high school. She's like, you need to start doing Kegels now.
Really?
For later.
My friend's mother told me that.
Yeah.
Well,
you
I'm
need
way
to do
behind that. I
Kegels.
gotta.
So we should all just be doing Kegels right now.
Because
Just
I'm that person that holds her pee all day long because I'll be like, I need to go to the bathroom, but I have to finish doing this, and then I have to do this, and then this, and then eventually I'm like, all right, now I'll go to the bathroom.
Oh
So
my
my
word.
friend's mother was like, you better start doing Kegels. And I was like, uh-huh.
Maybe
so
we
I see
should.
you took that advice.
No,
and
I
just
actually
ran with it.
did. At the moment, I was like, I don't even know what she's talking about. And I don't think I asked because I was.
Maybe we should do like a Kegel class.
I have a whole book on it.
Really?
My mom had a whole book on Kegels.
Okay,
Doing
well,
Kegels.
I might need to borrow that.
That's nice.
I'll have to find it.
Just saying. Okay, so should we actually really for real get started?
Sure.
Yes.
Whatever you want.
Oracle cards, and then from there we'll introduce Martha.
Yep.
Go on. with
Okay.
Adventures of today. What do you have for a card today?
Who, me?
Ew.
Okay, good. Well, I wasn't sure who you were talking about. I
Creative.
pulled from the Archangel Oracle card and I got Azrael. Now, he is the angel of death, correct?
Yeah.
He is, he is an archangel I work with really a lot.
But I've spoken with him too. He's a nice fella. I like him a lot. He's a wonderful angel, but he's not just the angel of death. He's about transition.
Mm-hmm.
So my card
Grief, sorrow.
says,
Grief and sorrow as
right,
well.
grief and sorrow. You wouldn't be who you are without what you have overcome. Own your story.
Oh, I love that.
Right? Azrael's name means helped by God. He is the archangel who guides us through the process of transition. So grief, mourning, that kind of thing too. His energy is like that of the phoenix, and he helps us rise from the ashes of our challenges to be reborn and renewed. Azrael can also help souls of the departed to heaven, and for that reason is known to have a powerful connection with anyone who has the gift of mediumship. He can be called upon by anyone who needs support in moving gracefully through times of change. The message. You are going through some changes right now, and you may not be enjoying them, but please be assured that you are being led to your highest good. Change is a natural process, and we are constantly moving through different levels of development and experience so we can grow. You may be faced with fear and uncertainty, not knowing what the next stage is. There are plenty of doors opening and opportunities being presented to you. Trust in yourself, bless you, and your higher power, In order for you to come into alignment with this stage of your journey, it's important to take some time to reflect upon the challenges you have surmounted. Not everything on your journey has been favorable, but you wouldn't be who you are today without the lessons you have learned. Bless you. Realize that you have an incredible resilience that helps you tap into the infinite potential you hold within.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome. I love that.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Right? What do you got, Steph?
I've got my Archangel Oracle cards, and
we went with archangels today. Gee, I wonder why.
Why didn't I?
I got
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because you're in our presence and you'll find out why. Sorry, Steph.
I get you.
all good. I got Victory, and it's Sandalphon.
Ooh. Love.
Right? And it says, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. You deserve this time of victory. Your unwavering focus and dedication have resulted in blissful manifestation. Peace and pleasant feelings are yours right now. Let your focus be on the present moment and savor each feeling, and experience fully. Know that the future is taken care of in a positive way as you allow yourself to enjoy the present moment. Feel good about who you are and know that your success benefits others. Working with Sandalphon. Sandalphon is one of two archangels who were mortal men who lived such remarkable spiritual lives that they ascended to archangeldom, and the other one is Metatron. Sandalphon can help your life be a masterpiece as well. Ask him to help you live in integrity with your spiritual gifts of prophecy, healing, and manifestation fully awakened. Sandalphon can help you speak your truth openly in a way that benefits everyone. He'll also help you appreciate all the miracles and victories of every size in your life.
Wow.
I thought that was.
Sorry, Steph. What?
No, I just said I thought it was cool.
I didn't know Sandalphon and Metatron were men. And
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's really interesting.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, Miss Martha, what card did you pull?
Oh, all right. So I did it out of Keepers of the Light Oracle card deck. And I'm going to, I'm just going to butcher this name, I think. So,
okay,
Vatar Babaja. It means it's for soul expansion. And it is your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. And that's all I'm going to give you. I'm not going to read the whole thing because there's a lot of words in there that I just don't get.
That's really cool. That is really cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, are you a busy woman in the sandwich generation, constantly feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and like you're running on empty? Well, we see you, and we know how easy it is to put everyone else's needs before your own. But what if we told you there's a way to reclaim your calm, your confidence, and your sense of worth? Well, we'd like to introduce to you the Smiling Souls community, which is a supportive, transformative space designed especially for women like you. Through our monthly group coaching, meditations, and accountability, you'll learn practical self-care strategies to prioritize your well-being. No more guilt. You'll cultivate the inner peace and outer joy you deserve. So if you're ready to stop pouring from an empty cup, head to the link to secure your spot, because you are worthy of peace. You're worthy of calm, and you're worthy of putting yourself first. We can't wait to welcome you into the Smiling Souls community. We'll see you there. So Martha Alexander is a master exorcist, spiritual teacher, and healer dedicated to bringing light into the world and dispelling darkness. With a mission to help others break free from unseen forces that drain their energy and hold them back, she empowers individuals to stand in their power, reclaim their spiritual sovereignty, and navigate life with clarity and confidence. Through her deep connection with angels and years of experience in spiritual warfare, Martha teaches others how to recognize and overcome the hidden forces influencing their lives. Her work is a beacon for those seeking freedom, protection, and divine guidance in an ever-changing world. So it is my pleasure to welcome Martha D. Alexander to Smiling Souls.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy.
Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. Martha
I'm so
is
excited
my
I'm here.
teacher, and I've learned and am still learning a lot from her as I go through this journey of mediumship and all the things that are going on. And so, Martha, first question, it's not necessarily on this little chart thing, but just out of curiosity, it's something I've been wondering about. How long have you been communicating and working with angels?
Two different questions, right? How long have I been communicating is
Yep.
one. How long have I been working with them is different. I've been working with them a little over a year and maybe a half. Working with them, I mean daily working with them to do what I do. Communicating with them, well, they've been communicating with me all my life. So whether I have made decisions in my life that were made suggestions from angels that I never would have made on my own. Never would have made them on my own. An example would be when I was 7, my parents got divorced. That was in the 60s where people didn't get divorced, and my parents sucked at divorce. They sucked. They were the worst. They weren't quite the War of the Roses, but it was as close as you can get without being a Hollywood movie.
Oh, wow.
And I lived with my dad. I was 7. My dad got custody of me. A whole nother story. And when I was about 14, I made the decision to go live with my mom, who had only seen right on weekends and sometimes for the summer, right? It wasn't a really close relationship. And because I wanted to resolve issues, and the angels told me to do it.
Wow.
And it is one of the only times I've seen my dad cry. And if the angels hadn't said no, hold firm, this is the choice, this is what you need to do, I would have caved instantly. The second time was when I was 30. I was working as a lawyer, and I felt my soul was being sucked out of my body. Actually, it was. That's another story as well. And my angel said, yeah, you need to go back. You need to heal some other stuff. You need to go back to Iowa. You need to move it back with your dad. I'm like, I'm 30 years old. I am not going home. They're like, no, you're going. You're going. So I literally packed everything up. I quit my job, packed everything up. I was told that my dad's cat had feline leukemia, which is really highly contagious, right?
Oh, wow.
I was cleaning the shower at the time I found this out. I can picture it perfectly. I'm cleaning the shower for my walkout, right, of my apartment, and my dad calls, and I get off the phone and I start screaming at the divine and start screaming at my angels. How dare my cat Kobe was my familiar. I was furious. My angels were like, chill out. We knew that was true. We got it. And I will tell you, my cat never shared a communal bowl with the other cat, always went to my room for his own bowl, and never touched noses with the other cat. They never interacted at all, ever. It was like there was a shield that just didn't let them come close to each other or share. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen. It was, and that's when I was like, huh. Okay. I'm all in.
So, question on that. How did you know your angels were communicating with you? Like, how did you know?
You can feel, so angel energy is different than other energy. Divine energy is different, right? You just feel, what that feeling is. I don't know how I knew. I just knew
Mhm.
that that's what it was. And as I look back, I can get the confirmation that that's who it was and what it
Right.
was.
Right. Wow.
I could probably even find out which one, right? They'd probably say it was me.
Mhm.
It was Azrael.
Hmm. I love how you just did that. You just checked.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've got goosebumps. Okay. So you've been communicating with angels from a very young age.
Very young age.
And then you started working with them like a year and a half ago.
I did, because when I was a lawyer, I kind of lost a lot of that, right? I mean, that becoming a lawyer sucks your soul dry. Saying. I remember when I was in law school, I know exactly where I was sitting in the quad.
Mhm.
And I remember feeling like, oh, a part of my soul just departed. I'm not in alignment, but I don't know how to shift,
Mhm.
right? I do not know how to shift.
Mhm.
I'm here. If anyone's feeling that, take the shift.
Just
Take
don't
the
have
shift.
it.
Listen to that and take the shift. Your soul is sending you a message.
Yeah.
Take the shift.
Mhm.
Because the angels have it.
Hmm.
They have it figured out. You don't have to worry yourself with second guessing and all the other things that we humans do. Just like, oh, okay, you've got it. Super.
If you call on them, they've
Right.
got it, right? So
That's it.
angels can't interfere,
Hmm.
right? Without us. They don't have permission. You have to give them permission.
Mhm.
So that I didn't realize that until you started teaching me. So tell us about this. Tell us more about why it's important to call on our angels. And does everybody have an angel? I know it's a two-part question.
Oh, no, that it's I'll start with that one. That's
Okay.
the beginning.
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter what your belief is, what your culture is,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any difference, because those are man-made things, not divine things. They are man-made things. Everybody has their angelic team. They have helpers, they have ancestors, they have spirit guides, they have angels. Everybody. Spirit guides, just as a note, I've learned spirit guides are from our ancestral line, right? They're humans that are now working as guides. They may be our ancestors, they may not. They do have agendas. They do have their own thoughts, their own opinions, and their own things. Angels are just in it for your highest and best. And yes, everyone has them. And yes, you have to call on them. You have to ask them for their guidance, protection, and support.
Okay.
If you want it, you have to ask.
Right. And
Right?
so can it be as simple as, let's say someone might not quite believe they have an angelic team. They think it might be true, but they're not quite convinced. Could it be as simple as, okay, I need some help?
Well, if it's as simple, no, it can't be as simple as I need some
Okay.
help.
So what does that
The
look
first thing that you have to do is I call on my angels of the highest love and light. Then it can be, I need help. Then it can be as simple as I need help. But you have to preface that with who you're speaking to. The same way you wouldn't go into a grocery store and say, I need help, right? You would go to the manager or a clerk or whoever and say,
Right.
I need help, right? You need to address who you want to help you before you can get the help, right?
That's a really good distinction. Yeah. Calling on my angels of the highest and best and love and light for me. And it will help. Easy as that.
Easy as that.
And then what typically happens?
Well, for me, right? I mean, I guess it's different for everyone. I feel their energy, right? It's different for all depending upon your spiritual gifts. I feel their energy. I know they're here. And because I talk to them 6 to 8 hours a day or more, because my family will frequently find me muscle testing. They're like, who are you talking to? I'm like, my angels. What did they say? None of your business. Right? I'm having a private conversation.
None of your
here.
business.
You don't need to know what I'm asking or what the answer was. They're like, we know the answer because we know how you verify. We know it was a yes or we know it was a no. What was the question? Again, none of your business.
None yet.
How soon you're going to move out of my house? No, okay. Can't ask that question. Right. But you can, and that's the other thing, right? You can only ask questions that you have permission to ask.
Hmm.
So
For
you have
example,
permission to ask your angels about your stuff.
not anybody
Right?
else's
Your
stuff.
stuff, not anybody else.
Mhm.
So unless they give you permission. So
Right.
when I work on someone's energy, they give me permission to talk to their angels. When I do a reading for someone, they give me permission. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. It's like being a peeping Tom in someone's life, and they won't let you do it. So I can't ask my angels about one of my kids who's like, no, you don't have permission. Or my brother who's like, no, you do not have permission. Okay.
Yeah.
Then okay. Yeah. Angels, and I would say angels are particularly helpful for that sandwich generation, right? Because kids and taking care of parents.
Yeah.
I have older kids, but I'm still taking care of my stepmom.
Mhm.
And it is really helpful to be able to have that protection, guidance, and support, right? That extra, am I doing okay? You know, right? Is it okay? Am I okay? Is this okay? Can you give me strength to get through what I have to do, right? Whether it's a hospital visit, whether it's putting your mom into or your dad into a nursing home, right? Any of those things, right? It's really important. So I have put both my parents into neither skilled nursing homes, they're really not called that anymore, assisted living, right? My mom went into memory care. All decisions that were really difficult, but you can, when you call in your angels to do those things, get an idea, right? This is a safe place. They're going to tell you that.
Mhm.
This is a safe place. My mom will be safe here. My dad will be safe here. They
Right.
will, and please tell me when they're not being safe, right? When it's not safe for them, right? Because
Exactly.
they can give you messages.
Yeah.
I think I shared this with you, Martha. I think I shared this with you too, Steph. But so reached out to a gastroenterologist for my mom for various reasons. And their first thing was, let's have a tube kind of exam. I forget what, upper GI, right? Tube down the throat, not fun, and a colonoscopy on the same day. And I went, okay, fine. I had it scheduled, hadn't told her yet. And I kept getting this, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And so I asked my angels at the highest and best for me. And they were like, no, don't do this for her. And I called in her angels. I can do that because as I learned from Martha, since I'm my mother's power of attorney and she has dementia, I can do that. And her angels went, don't cancel it. Please cancel it. And I did. And then when I was on that call to cancel it, I started asking questions that I hadn't thought of before right? It was the angels guiding me. Come to last week, we went to see a nurse practitioner in this office. She spent 30 minutes with us and gave us such solid practical guidance that was not going to be intrusive over my 89-year-old mother, right? To get her taken care of. Those were the angels at work, I believe.
Yeah. Angels, calling in your angels because they see more than we see, right? There's a bigger picture that they see. We kind of have tunnel vision. They don't.
We really do. We can only see
Do.
as humans.
And they're there. Can I tell a story?
Of course.
In 2015, it was November of 2015.
Yeah.
my I had a law practice at the time. I was doing divorce and estate planning. I don't do that anymore, so don't ask.
Don't call Martha for that.
Don't call me for that because I won't do it. And I had 2 kids in middle school and a kid in high school. And the kid in high school was in choir, and we had their big Bella Noche evening that night, which is we cook a bunch of Italian food. We don't cater it. The parents cook it. Some parents volunteer and cook it. So I had volunteered for this. It was on a Friday, and I got to work, and I was, well, actually, I didn't get to work. I'm sorry. Let me back up. At the time, I was getting up at 5 a.m. to exercise with my best friend, and the only reason in the world I did it was because she wanted me to get up with her and go to this class at 5 a.m. Otherwise, you don't see my ass at 5 a.m. I certainly not dressed out the door, whatever.
Right.
And I was there, and I was rowing. I love to row. I was rowing, and as I was rowing, my angels led me to visualize. And I was visualized going down this stream. I never did that, right? I was never like, let me just put myself somewhere else. I was always watching what was going around me at the gym and whatever. Yeah. And my angels were like, no, let's go down a stream. Okay, sure, whatever. So I'm going down this stream, and on the side bank, the right side bank of this stream is this beautiful white wolf. And I'm like, oh, aren't you beautiful? And it kind of, if you've ever seen the movie Intensity, the white wolf in Intensity, it kind of, I'm like, are we, what's going on, right? And as I rode, this wolf stayed right with me. I mean, right with me, just there, staring at me. And I got goosebumps, and I was like, do you have a message for me? Are you trying to tell me something, right? Why aren't you leaving? Right? Why is it like you're still there? And yes, it was a message. So I went home and I Googled, right? What does a white wolf mean? Yeah. What's the message of the wolf, right? Because I didn't know. And I wasn't quite communicating as much as I do now, because otherwise I would have just asked. And it was the harbinger of death. And I went, okay. So, and I just got this mom vibe, you need mom. And I was like, I went to the office. I canceled everything that was on my office that day. I had been putting my mom on hospice, which my brother, who's a doctor, my mom's doctor, and everyone else kept saying she needs to be on hospice. Because in an assisted living, y'all know, if something happens, if they stub and break their toe, they're going to the emergency room, right? That whether you want them to or not, even though they can do nothing for a broken toe, they're going to the emergency room. And we didn't want that at that stage for my mom. She'd broken her back in August, and we were already knowing that we had limited time. So I called hospice on my way to see my mom, right? I'm in the car. I'm like, so I know you guys are really scheduled out. I know you're really busy, but is there any way you could meet me and just do this? I'm going to be there all day. I'll be there until 2:30 today. And they're like, yeah, we have a nurse. We just had a cancellation. We will pop her over right now. So she met me there. It took a half an hour. She was on hospice. Wow. And I spent all day with my mom. I literally, we cuddled, we talked. She had dementia, but we talked. We did things, right? We had lunch together. Yeah. I left, did my son's thing. The next morning I was in a cheer my daughter was in a cheer competition that I had to go to. So I did that. And hospice called me and said, the director of this facility is saying that because he didn't approve it, she's not on hospice. And I said, oh, give me 5 minutes. Called the director and I said, dude, do you really want to play? Do you really want to play? Because your executive director told me to do it. So if anything happens this weekend, it's on you if she's not on hospice. So he backed down. Hospice was there. Sunday night, she got out of bed to do something, fell and broke her hip. It was that from Friday to Sunday. and that she lost consciousness and didn't regain, right? But I knew, right? And I had told everyone that this is where we're headed.
Right.
Be prepared. But the angels guided me, right? If I hadn't gotten that message,
Mhm.
I would not have spent that last
right.
bit with
No.
my mom. I would have stayed at work. I would have done my work, and I would have felt so guilty, right? I would have, because I wanted that time.
Absolutely.
And it was such a gift for them. Such a gift to get
And-
messages.
Yeah.
Yes. And so watch for the signs, listen for the signs. I think that's
Yes.
the biggest lesson that I have had is, Wendy, pay attention.
Mhm.
And not just for me, but I think for everybody. I feel like the signs are all around us,
Always.
right?
In
And-
angel numbers, right? How often do you see, right? When you look at the clock, is it always 222 or, 1111 or whatever, right? What signs are they sending you? Because they are, I guarantee they're sending you signs and signals. They're
Yeah.
trying to communicate with you.
Yeah, yesterday I swear I saw all the angel signs pretty much every single time.
Really?
Yeah, like 1111, 222, 111, 333, and then 1111. After that, I was asleep. But
Did you look it up?
yeah, basically that when you see like all of them in the same day, it's like just that you're really on the right path and that you're doing the right thing, and they're just kind of being like, keep doing what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
good.
I love hearing that, right?
Right.
Also, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you
Yep.
don't have to pee or you don't,
Yeah.
I always pee just because,
I pee.
once you're up, you got to go pee.
Yeah.
Right? But always look at your phone. Always look
Yep.
look at your clock. Yes, if anyone has clocks anymore.
I have a clock.
Okay, good for you. Look at your
Yeah, bro.
clock. What time is it, right? Is that a message?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. Google it the next morning. I love doing that because I love getting messages. Because the one time I didn't pay attention and Martha was texting me like, dude. I don't know if you remember that 2 a.m. thing. So sorry about that.
Oh, good.
But from that point on, I check my messages because I don't want Martha being awoken at 2 a.m. with, hey, Wendy's not paying attention. Just saying. So
I love getting the messages for the other people, though. Yes, that's always.
she didn't love that.
Yeah.
Well, it was just it was just like, is this for me? It doesn't make sense. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
You're
really
like, you can get it
interesting.
to the right person. So would you? Would you please?
Well, they were like, she's not listening. You need to tell her. You're
Yeah.
a teacher. You need to tell her. Oh, okay.
I was not listening. And I even felt the whoop up my back when I was sleeping that night. I
Mhm.
ignored it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well,
Don't
they had something they wanted you to know right then and there.
Good grief, they did. So
They wanted you to pay attention.
yeah, and I take that very literally now, and I am paying attention all over the place.
Right?
So I feel like how long, I don't even know how long we've been talking, but I'm just looking at the clock and I'm going, how is that possible?
Right.
So what
Sounds
I'm gonna first of all frame up is, if anything we have talked about, said today has interested you, piqued your curiosity, in the show notes we will have all kinds of ways for you to get in touch with Martha. And I learned from Martha from being her student in the Angelic Compass class. What was it called?
Well, there's Angels, Guidance, Protection, and Support GPS.
Right. So she's got that going, and she's got several other courses throughout the year. But can you talk to us, Martha, about the current offering you have, Standing in Your Power? What is that?
Yeah. So Standing in Your Power is angel led, because I was scrolling through social media, and I was I was like so upset with something I'd seen on social media. so upset.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. I called in my angels. I was like, I do not know what to do. I literally don't know how to shift the energy of the world and make it better. And that's what I feel called to do. So,
Mhm.
and I don't even know how to do it for me right now. I don't know how to do this. And they were like, yeah, you do. I was like, okay. They're like, you have gifts, use them. Right? It's as simple as that. You have gifts, use them, and then share it.
Mhm.
So I woke up the next morning. I fell asleep knowing that there was at least a solution to taking back my power and feeling like I could control things. And what they gave me was a whole social media thing about, darkness or negativity, whatever you want to look at it. There's darkness, right? There's dark energy around our world, no matter what side of the poles you're on. There is dark energy shifting things right now. It doesn't feel good. The world just doesn't feel good. And so and darkness uses fear, chaos, and distraction to prevent you from standing in your power and dealing with things in a way that just makes sense. So this handout, it is just, how do you do that? How do I stand in my power? It's, where does chaos get my power, right? What does that feel like? There's a chart in there about that. When am I in my power? When is it chaos? What does it feel like? What does it look like in my life? And then there's another one about social media, a social media guide for when you see a post.
Right.
Does it give you clarity? Is it true? Right. Let's go to discernment. Is the post true in the first place? Right. Did this really happen? Is this made up? Right. And checking it with some sources. And then does this post give me power? Does it give me clarity? Does it give me an action to take? Does it give me hope? Right? Is it a positive feeling? Does this post give me a negative feeling? Fear, anger, confusion.
Right.
What is it, a distraction? Right? If it's a distraction, if it causes any of those other things, don't comment on it. Don't repost it. Move on. If it gives you hope, if it's positive, if it's whatever, go ahead and repost it, comment on it. Your own post should reflect that, right? Standing in the light. One of my favorite quotes, and this is kind of where this whole thing also kind of in my head when I got it, was the quote from Martin Luther King. And there are other masters who have used this language or similar to this, right? But the quote, you cannot dispel darkness with darkness. It must be light. The only way to dispel darkness is with light. And you cannot dispel hate with hate, only with love. So I all of a sudden, for me, that quote became a call to action, a call to only put out light and only to put out love. So if I see something that angers me, that comes out of a political office, my call to action for myself, right, is to ground myself. This thing gives you everything to do that, right? To ground myself, to really get clarity, and then to send love and light. I just asked my angels to send love and light. And that takes a minute to be able to do.
Right.
It takes a minute.
It does.
But here's I learned a new shamanic practice that transmutes dark energy into light energy. Right? It's called mukoi. And it's an ancient Peruvian practice that I am teaching for free all over the place, just because I want as many people doing this as possible in the world. And the first time I learned it and I did it, I do have permission to teach it. The first time I learned it and we practiced it, I went to an office in the White House. I'm not going to say on podcast whose office I went to,
Right.
but I went to an office and the energy was suffocatingly dark. Suffocatingly dark. And I took my angels went with me, right? And I asked, so is this all this person's energy or the people who work here's energy? And the answer was no. This is energy from all over the world that is sent
Oh, wow.
to this person. And I'm like, well, how do they make decisions of light when they are sitting in darkness? And the answer is they can't.
Yeah.
The more darkness we send, the darker the stuff's going to get. Right? So that's my don't send dark energy.
Well, as usual, I've learned something from you again. Send love and light.
I was shocked. I really was shocked. I was like, is this all theirs? No, you sent some of this. Like, so if I send dark energy, I have to go clean it up. Dude, I don't cook because I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to do that. I'll clean dark energy, but I don't want to do that.
In that kind of earlier, you had mentioned that, Gandhi and obviously MLK are heroes. And the reason they can do what they did is they were always in the light while in the darkness,
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing, is you can continue to be working towards something. You just have to like when you were saying, when you were in law school and you lost it, you went off path. It's hard to stay on path at certain times, but some are called to do it. Some you need to shift. You're not on the right path, right? But standing in that light, no matter what, is the important part, so that you can do the powerful things.
Yeah, you got to stand in your own truth. Whatever that truth is, you have to stand in your truth and do things that are aligned with your truth. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that PDF that Martha is so generously putting out into the world, Love and Light, will be in the show notes. And that is for you to stand in your power.
That's awesome.
Oh my. I think we're going to have Martha back again. Just saying. We've got a lot more to talk about. It's been my pleasure. And we're so thankful that you came to be our guest today, Martha. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, you know what? Well, we'll talk after.
What?
I was going to say, I would offer to teach on your show Mukhoy if you want it taught.
I mean, I'm going to say yes.
Well, you got to talk to Steph first.
Okay. Yes.
That's how we operate. We're very often we share a brain anyways, so it just kind of comes
nice. Nice.
Possession of the brain today. Is it you or is it me? I don't know.
We each have a half.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Going off half cocked. That's how we roll.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just want to keep talking instead of shutting up, but I guess we'll respect times. It's things.
We'll have Martha back.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
Would love to come back.
Be wonderful. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your story and how people can, how you help people. That's wonderful, and I think it definitely, hopefully, helps some of our listeners. So yeah,
I hope so too. If nothing else, I hope that people got the call on your angels, because they're waiting right there for you. They're there for you. Call on your angels of the highest love and light. Ask them for guidance, protection, and support. GPS. You can always remember it.
GPS. That's a great way to remember that.
Yeah.
The angels told it to me.
Yes, they did.
That's awesome. So, all right. You good?
I'm good.
All right. See you next time.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.